Hello and welcome to episode 121 of the DaebakCast. It's a perfect square.
I'm just glad
This
I
is
can do all this with one hand again. Like I'd have to be like 1,
Yes.
10, like 9, 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just screwed anything over any number over 5. So
Yep. All right. Anyways, this is a weekly podcast where the three of us come together each week to talk about K-pop and whatever's current in the industry. I'm finally back again for an episode. Only a month more before I'm back, like for every week. But yeah. Anyways, did I already say what this is?
yeah.
No.
This is a weekly podcast where the three of us come together each week to talk about K-pop and whatever's current in the industry. As always, I'm joined by Nate.
Like it. Don't like it. Love it. Don't want it. Wiki. Miki. I'm so picky.
Oh, I thought you could
English
actually use
lyrics of the
something
year.
from one of the reviews.
No, screw that. The greatest English lyrics of the year are
picky.
here. I literally posted in Discord today, or last night, I can't remember. If those don't make English lyrics of the year, I'm quitting Truly Daebak. And
Okay.
Cooper pinned
Alright.
it. So,
Cooper
put it on
pinned
record.
Okay. Anyways, also as always, I'm joined by Andrew, who usually has 3 things.
Number 1, it's gone.
You can't even tell, though, really.
Yeah, you
Rip-
can't even
rip
tell because
behind
like,
your
I have a
headphones
black
before, anyway.
background. Yeah.
Yeah,
So, like,
there's a black background. And
it's gone. I've parted ways with the man bun for the time being. I plan on growing it out over the next year. I just want to do it right again because it was starting to get really, really thin, like towards the sides. So I'm just like, fuck it, let's just cut the whole thing off just so I can do it like properly. Yeah, that's gonna be fun trying to like, because you need at least like 6 inches of hair to grow like a top knot. So there's gonna be that really awkward phase where it's super long but not long enough to put it in a bun. So I'm just gonna have to like do like an insane comb over or something like that for the time being. I don't know. Well, I'll worry about that when I get there. So right now I just have really short hair, which I haven't had really short hair for years. It's crazy.
Yep.
Number 2, I randomly met up with Umu earlier in the week just because she's in town for Stray Kids and for BTS, so I was just like, oh hi. I gave her the stuff from the Ghibli Museum, so that was fun. Yeah, she should be. I think she's going to. We're recording this on a Saturday. She's going to BTS today, specifically. Speaking of BTS, they've been doing like a bunch of the rounds lately. But
Yep.
what I specifically want to talk about is they had a cool performance on Late Show with Colbert, where they recreated the BTS or
Sullivan
BTS.
Show.
Yeah, the BTS recreated the Beatles Ed Sullivan performance, which is crazy because they film Late Show in the same theater that they filmed. It's literally called the Ed Sullivan Theater now, but yeah, it's filmed in the same place. So that's a pretty cool tribute for them. And when you really think about it, I've been the proponent of like the connection that the BTS has had to the Beatles for a long time now. But yeah, if you look at their trajectory, it is pretty much almost like beat for beat, essentially, where they literally played, like, their City Field was the equivalent of their Shea Stadium show, essentially. So it's just pretty cool performance as well for them to do. Anything else you have to mention? Oh, Produce Cast is going to be coming back soon because we're at 3 episodes, so it's time for me to start watching. Yeah, I haven't caught up. I haven't had a chance to catch up yet, but I mean, I guess it's better to just binge it so I know what the hell I'm talking about. So yeah, look forward to that. As always, Discord mucho lit. Nate just got done banning everyone because of the IOI rating.
I only kicked Augie because he gave Get It a 0 because he's a horrible person.
And you gave
Get It a 0?
And you
He gave
demodded.
Get It a 0 because it doesn't have Kyla in it because he just rated it. So I kicked him the instant that happened. It would have been number 1 if he gave it a 6 or higher.
And
But it
Wow.
dropped to
What
number
did it end
4.
up being? Oh my
4.
god.
And then Cooper, IOI was gonna be number 1 with very, 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 and Cooper gave it a 2. If he had given it a 3, it was it's actually tied for number 1 with Roller Coaster. But yeah, so
It would have won.
I don't know.
It would have been one outright.
It would have won the IOI rating, which would have been like I would never guessed in a million years.
Gotta Go is number
Justice.
3, right?
Yeah. I think Gotta
I
Go
think
is
that
better
should
than
have been number
Rollercoaster.
1. That should have been number 1.
Some of
recency
us,
bias.
some of us were
I'd-
saying Gotta Go is better than Rollercoaster, but apparently not everyone agrees.
So, if you want to get banned by Nate, join our Discord so you can participate in the song. What's the next song rating? It's quarter
We're
one
doing
or
quarter one.
Yeah, quarter one.
Yeah, and then Red Velvet, I think.
January through March releases. Red Velvet discography is going on as well. And then after that's going to be 2018, 2019 rookies.
And then we might do. I was throwing around the idea of like dead boy groups or dead girl groups.
Well, we have ratings planned for like 3 years because we have so many that we want to do, and they take like a month each.
Yep. And those are the 3 things. So, Jacob, do your thing.
I'm Jacob. # no blow note because I left it in America. And
before we get started, everyone stream Picky because it's not.
Yes.
I can't wait to talk. I can't wait for releases to talk about it. It's so good. It's so
Stream
good.
Picky and also keep streaming Ung. So
yeah, I mean, yeah, 100%.
Now let's get into.
And someone tell
not.
Apik.
No,
Someone tell Apik not to go to frickin' that convention in
that
Texas.
weird convention where they'll get like
sexually harassed
by
the owner.
What?
Yeah,
No,
there's
that's the thing. Like
there's some like anime
convention.
Convention in Texas that apparently like a bunch of people on Twitter are like warning people not to go, like guests and stuff, because the guy who sets up the show like was like harassing the artists and stuff.
Yeah, they're like
supposed to go there.
Yeah, they've tried to convince anime voice actors for years not to go because they don't take care or there's no security, so like
there's no security. Yeah, people can just walk up to the art like it's just a very poorly run
convention. Okay, that's terrible.
Yeah,
and then
imagine
the
like
guy
a shit
who sets
show.
it up is a
If
asshole.
Apink went to that, that'd be terrible. They'd have to bring their own bodyguards, and I doubt they have a legion of them.
Yeah, just like imagine people waiting for them at the airport, except there's no barrier. Like it'd just be a nightmare. So yeah, someone convinced them to not to do it because that convention sucks.
Yeah. Anyways, now review. First one being Taeyeon's Voice, which is her first Japanese mini album.
Not my voice.
Not my voice.
It's very
just
confusing.
Voice.
This entire episode is just very confusing or very similar like album names.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll get there.
And then, anyways, I was informed before this that it's not out in Japan yet, but it's out.
Nope, it's not out in Japan.
It's not. Yeah, it's not out. Well, we don't know if it's out physically in Korea, but it's not out in Japan physically, and it's out digitally.
Yeah, because again, it's usually the single that comes out, and then like a month or so later, the album comes out. But I mean, in Korea, obviously, they try to time it so that the album drops the same day as the single. So that's probably
what
why
day is it supposed to come out?
Like June
something, like a month,
like
normal Japanese time where it's a month later.
Yeah, I know, but what I mean is, will I still be here when it comes out?
I don't know when do you leave.
So
possibly
when do you leave?
23rd.
I think so. I think it was like the 18th, but I could be wrong.
Okay, maybe I'll be able to. Anyways, I guess we could start out with the first track, which is Voice, which is obviously the title track. Honestly, like the song is pretty much like the stable, like uplifting Taeyeon like power ballad.
June 5th, by the way.
June 5th. Okay.
Oh, you'll definitely still be there. So, and they'll definitely stock it in like Korea because it's Taeyeon.
Yeah.
So
for me at least, it's not a bad thing. Taeyeon's like voice as amazing as always. No pun intended. The pianos, the drums, the guitars make for a nice instrumental, but yeah, overall it's like a solid track for the Japanese release, but I do wish she could have like treaded some new ground, because I think she's already kind of done this sort of sound on her first mini album as well as on My Voice. But yeah, I think it's an amazing track, just too similar to like what we've gotten. I think like with something new, I think that was definitely the right direction as far as like finding some new sounds that were like nice and fresh, but still within her own like wheelhouse. Yeah. Also, the MV, I thought it was really cool, and I thought the director had a cool idea of like using clones and stuff like that, but I don't think it was executed quite as well as it should have been. I think maybe it was a issue of budget that was put into the like production because like on the clones you could see like kind of like cutout marks for the green screen if you look, and then also on this weird part where she's like an android, her face is just like kind of like cut out
Oh, that was weird.
placed on there.
Hmm.
So yeah, again, I think if they had a little more money put into like the CG, I think it would have been good. But yeah, so the MV was cool, but like it wasn't executed the best, I guess, basically. So
Yeah. Yeah, for me, it's pretty much exactly what you'd expect from a Taeyeon single. Like you said, it's very similar to stuff she's done before. It's like a nice pop rock anthem,
yeah,
type song, especially during I think the chorus. My favorite part is like the way the guitar hits really hard during the last few lines of like right before the "I Got Your Voice" part. So like the first part of the chorus. And then always love a good like piano bridge to bring the song down between like two choruses that are a lot more like high energy. The one like something weird that normally doesn't bother me would bother me in the song was I wish the drum part was an actual drum, because I usually don't care if drum part is just synth. But for this song, it's because I don't know, just the way the drum is set up in the like mix or whatever, it just sounds so unnatural because it's the exact same hits, and like
yeah,
that normally never bothers me, but for some reason with this song it did. I did notice it.
I think for this maybe it's because like the kind of emotion it's going for. I think the actual like energy
Yeah.
with a real drummer would
Yeah,
definitely
exactly. Yeah, it just felt wrong to have those be the exact same hits over and over again, which
Yeah.
normally is not a problem for me. And then yeah, I agree pretty much exactly with what you said with the music or the music video. I thought it had some really cool premises, you having the clones, and I liked the conveyor belt floor. Like I thought that was cool, having the floor
that was
move
awesome.
back and forth, even though the like walls didn't move. But yeah, I agree that like some of the green screen stuff could have been better, and especially like the robot part was really weird, and I felt like kind of
it's
didn't
like,
even need to be there at all.
I literally when I saw that I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
But
Not
yeah,
necessary.
overall, I agree. It's more Taeyeon. It's something she's done before. She still does it amazingly. But yeah.
I'm surprised that it sounds like I'm the one that likes this song the most. In all
I mean, I like it a
honesty.
lot.
But
Yeah, for me it's like again, I said it's an amazing track. It's just
Yeah.
I want to see more progression.
It's yeah.
It's
not
more of
different.
what I like, basically.
Mhm.
Like I won't complain. It's just
Yep. It would have been
I mean-
cool to see something different.
I mean, as someone that was kind of like bored with Stay, I think I like this a lot more than Stay, which was her first like proper Japanese solo single. I think the reason why I like it so much is because again, or looking into Taeyeon's like past, one of the influences that she listed down as why she became or she wanted to pursue a career in music was Utada Hikaru, and I feel a lot of Utada Hikaru in a lot of the music that she puts out or on this album especially. So I feel like I feel like they understand the type of market that she's trying to go after in Japan specifically. Enough that she had a pretty successful tour over there. So yeah, I can understand the song choice as to why they wouldn't go towards something like a something new, despite that being what she's trending toward in her Korean sound. So yeah, I enjoyed the song for that fact pretty much. Just I feel the influence in it. I love Taeyeon's voice on here. It's definitely got that power that you usually hear. The parts you do mention with the MV, definitely a low budget MV, but I think one thing they do pretty cool is that before you see all like the cones of Taeyeon, it's the aspect ratio is a very narrow aspect ratio, and they suddenly widen it to see more of the Taeyeon clones essentially. I did like the outfits.
again, I thought the direction was good. It's just again they didn't have enough money in the.
They didn't need the
effects.
robot thing. It's like some weird like ghost in a shell, like I don't know,
Yeah,
freaking.
exactly. It didn't
like,
fit at all with the rest
like
of it.
Perfume did that, but it looked way better, and that was in like early 2010s. So
Yeah.
like I'm sure they could afford to do something better, but I mean I'm surprised at how much this song ended up growing on me, in all honesty, because at first I didn't really like think much of it, but I guess in the time like listening to it leading up to the review, it definitely grew. Like it's probably one of my favorite Taeyeon songs as of late, in all honesty. So
Yeah.
And with the aspect ratio thing, they at the end they do the opposite, where they
they
move it back
they
in,
narrow
which
it
was
back
cool.
down in. Yeah.
Oh,
Did you forget?
It's been a while.
No,
It's been a while.
I'm just rusty. All right. So, anyways, the second track is called "Found You." Yeah, I really, really like this track. I thought like Taeyeon's like vocals were super powerful in the chorus. It was like the very like open sounding, very full instrumentals in the chorus. I thought that made for a really awesome track, and it was a little hard to describe, I guess, for me for whatever reason. But I think as far as like the visual appeal of it, I think it almost sounds kind of aquatic. Like I think maybe because of how dense it sounds. So yeah, I really, really like this one.
Yeah, for me, I thought the guitar line to start the song off was really, really good. But I think this one blends a little bit too much into the single. They're very similar styles. I did like the like 80s synth piano in the chorus, but I wish it was a little more prominent. It gets a little drowned out especially by the vocals and the beat. But yeah, it was a good song. But I felt it was a little too samey to the to voice, in my opinion.
Another case where I feel like I like the song a lot more than you guys
No,
did.
I actually like this one more than Voice, I think.
Yeah, to some
I
degree,
like
yeah.
This one a lot.
This could have been a single for me. This is actually produced in part by Andreas Oberg, and that Swedish man loves his freaking 80s power ballad type things, and with guitar notes and everything. I love the high notes that Taeyeon uses here. There's this like the post chorus part where it's like Dakishimete do 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 do. That's probably my favorite part of the entire song. I really do like the work that Andreas Oberg puts in with especially his female artists, because I feel like stuff like this is definitely, as much as I like what he does with what he's done with like Shiny and like what he's done with like EXO or whatever, I love the stuff that he does with like. I hope he works with Taeyeon even more in the future. I don't know if he's ever done a Taeyeon single in the future, but that'd actually be a cool prospect.
Yep. So the next song is called Horizon, and this is a very like happy sounding love song. I think it would have fit right in on like Tan's second mini album, Why. It almost like treads into like the tropical house sort of area. It's not house, but like it's tropical and summery. So I think maybe that's where I get the impression from. Overall, again, it's really fun. It's nice, and yeah, I don't know why the title is in all caps. Like for Horizon, like
It's not.
I mean,
And then-
some of
titles are
it
in
goes
all
back and
caps.
forth, because
You
some of them are in
remove
all caps.
You remove the all
no,
caps.
no, you have to
Yes,
keep
it's
it.
so like
Yes.
You have to keep it
no.
for artistic
You
integrity.
need to normalize all
No.
Yeah, so, like,
capitalization.
No,
on
what
the
if the
track
artist?
list-
Sometimes the artist names are in all caps. You have to keep
No,
that.
it's norm. No, you normalize
yeah,
it.
Taeyeon's in all caps. Voice is in all caps. I Found You is in lowercase. Horizon's in all
It's
caps.
a mess.
Vanilla's
I
in
hate it.
lowercase. Turn to Burnt is in
horrible.
all
It
caps,
looks
and
so
Signal is in
bad.
all caps.
Okay. As for my comments on Horizon, the song itself, literally pretty much wrote down exactly what Jacob said. It's got a bit of a tropical house feel, and it sounds like it would fit exactly on Why. So if you liked the album from Taeyeon, you would like the song. I really like there's like a really high pitched like cute synth in the background. But once again, same as the 80s piano, like synth piano from the last song, I felt like it wasn't mixed well enough, and it gets kind of drowned out. So like both that last song and this song, there's a little bit of things that I wish were like brought a little bit more forward. But overall, I liked it. I mean, I like summery tropical songs, so not unexpected.
This is probably the
Andrew
weakest
hated
song
it.
in the album for me. Sorry.
Called it.
Like, just because I like the song, like the verses, I don't mind. It's just I don't really like repetitive choruses, and especially for a Japanese single or a Japanese album, I feel like repeating "Fallen in Love" like 100 times is just kind of weak. and I know her Japanese is improved because I heard it on. You can hear it on Voice. So like I feel like they could do something better, like lyrically, with this. So yeah, it just compared to how much I enjoyed everything else, it just fell really flat.
All right. So the next track is called Vanilla, which is in lowercase. Anyways, this song has like a really nice deep bass line, which works really well with like the huge amounts of like reverb being used on the vocals, and I think the and on the other instrumentals as well, they use a lot of reverb, and I think it makes the like composition overall sound really like huge sounding, and I think the chorus really benefits from that, sounding like really huge and powerful, and I think that's really the most like effective thing about this song. I really liked it.
Yeah, this is definitely one of my favorites. I love the way the intensity of the beat just like ebbs and flows throughout the song. Like it keeps building and being brought back. And then the anti-drop with like the vibrating synth was really nice. It was something I didn't really expect, which then builds more into a more intense chorus with some like horns and stuff. But I like how the chorus is kind of short and then it goes back to that like more chill song. I just love the way the song, like, yeah, it kind of ebbs and flows. Like the beat just builds and drops back and forth. It's very interesting and keeps your ear.
Yeah. As a big fan of just like electropop and like synthwave type elements, because there's a bit of that in this song, like during the build up to the chorus that I wish it sort of like played up a bit more, because I felt like it would have added to this. I enjoyed the song still, but like I was just kind of sad that like what you hear in that the verse and the pre-chorus just kind of gets drowned out a bit by the in the chorus. But obviously, yeah, like I feel like the vocals more than make up for that element, and I kind of get what I'm asking for later on in the album. But it's for, as much as I enjoyed it, I wish they could have played up that part of the instrumental a bit more, just because I felt like it would have added to it. And I mean, it was already there, so they just basically just had to turn it up essentially.
Yeah. So the next song is called Turned and Burnt, which is an interesting song name. So yeah, I think this is definitely like a change in pace in the album, for the rest of the album at least. It's like a really fun like pop song with super deep bass lines and layered vocals. I think this is probably like the new, like most new sounding, I guess, as far as like the style and genre goes. I think maybe it's my favorite on the album. And yeah, I think it's super fun. I hope she like continues, maybe not for title track, but for B-sides and future albums, expands upon this style.
Yeah, for me, I thought it was awesome instrumentals. I thought, like you said, it starts with like a really great bass line and like catchy synth, and then it adds the layer of like horns and other stuff too. But I was talking with Cooper, and I kind of agree with him. I think he mentions it in his review, but like I think this song, in my opinion, is one of Taeyeon's weakest vocal songs, because she just doesn't go anywhere. Like it's the same, like her singing is the same intensity the entire song, and so for me it got a little like bland. Like the instrumental is really good, but I think just her vocals in the song just were like just uncharacteristically like samey and boring, in my opinion.
I mean, it might just be the style of song that she's approaching, because if you think about it, like, because I guess there's kind of like two different types of Taeyeon. If you really think about it, there's Taeyeon on like power ballads where there's a audible and there's a noticeable build up to it, and then there's Taeyeon on like, I don't know, like idol songs or songs like this, like, because I'd say specifically the comparison I'd make for this song is it sounds like either a TTS song or
Yeah, I think that's like an SNSD track.
Yeah, or it sounds like something, or it's very similar to like the type of song that she did for literally like the actual title track of Something New. So yeah, there is definitely, I'd say it's not necessarily a worse Taeyeon. I'd say it's probably just a different Taeyeon in that sense. And
different style,
if you listen to Taeyeon on, like SNSD or just like TTS or OGG or whatever. Like basically, yeah, I don't think there's that noticeable buildup necessarily, just because she's in a group environment and that sort of thing. And same, I guess, like, yeah, I guess one of the complaints you could levy against something new is that I guess her tone was very much in the same range in that sort of way. But I don't think it ruins the song necessarily too much.
No,
for me.
I don't think it ruins it. It was just noticeable that, like, to me, it's something I just wanted more out of the song.
I feel like what works well with this song though is because I mentioned I found Horizon a bit too repetitive in its chorus, but this one does a good balance of like the la 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 parts with like different lyrics intermixed. I like the lyricism in this song, in all honesty. Again, I know you guys can't really like decipher much of it because it's in Japanese, but I mean like the lyrics on it during the chorus are like talking about like setting everything on fire and all that sort of stuff. So it's like we're talking about Daenerys freaking Taeyeon. I don't know. It's like really cool lyrics. And as always, I'm a big fan of any song that has good bass lines, which is why I like something new. This is again similar to that, along the same lines. Really funky vibe to the song. So yeah, this would probably be a close number 2 in terms of favorites, next to I Found You for me.
I think so for me, like, the issue that I have with it, I think was kind of amplified by the fact that it's after Vanilla, which is the complete opposite and changes in like style and like intensity so much throughout the whole song. I think that didn't help it.
Okay.
But don't get me wrong, I like the song and I like especially like the instrumentals. But it was a little disappointing. Her like vocals themselves were disappointing.
Not to mention, it was also followed up by the next song.
Yes, which is
called Signal, and it's a cover of the Twice song.
What would you have done if you started playing it and it was literally a cover?
Hell yeah,
dude! I would have been like, "What the hell?"
I mean, Signal's like the worst Toy song, but freaking hearing Taeyeon sing it, hell yeah, I'm down for that.
That'd be crazy. So again, once again, with lots of reverb on the vocals to create like a really large sound space. I really liked how the instrumental like clears up before the chorus and then constantly gets like filled with like flowing synths, kind of like again with the like visual element. I think it kind of gives me the visual of like a huge like waterfall flowing during the chorus, and yeah, I think it definitely like lends toward the like emotional delivery of the like chorus. So yeah, overall another really awesome track.
Yeah, this or Vanilla are my favorite. I'm not 100% sure which one. But yeah, in my notes, like you said, I literally said this song has the range I was hoping Turn and Burn had. But yeah, I love the synth-heavy ballads. Like, Taeyeon doesn't make bad or even mediocre ballads, so you know it's going to be good. And this did not disappoint. I really like the echo effect they put on her voice for the Signal part, too. That stood out to me a lot.
Yeah. See, this is what I was mentioning, that I wanted more from Vanilla in terms of like the synth wavy elements to it. Yeah, I got everything I wanted from this song. Specifically, it has more of that build up that you were kind of missing in Turned and Burnt. Maybe not as powerful of vocals compared to the other songs here, but I'd say it's pretty mellow enough, or the build up serves enough of a emotional range that you still get the impact of it. So yeah, this was a great way to close out the album for me.
Okay, so now ratings. So for me, I gave a 6.5 out of 7 for music, just because I loved like every single track on the album, but again with the title track I wanted to see a little more I don't know, just something new, no pun intended again. So yeah, I gave it a 6.5 out of 7 for music. Overall, everything was super solid. It's really awesome, and I'm definitely going to be listening to this often. And for concept, I gave 2 out of 3. Like if they had pulled this off, the music video off exactly like how I would like envision it, I would have totally gave it a 3 out of 3. I think it's just an issue of production value as far as the like again production goes on the music video. So I see what they're trying to do, so I wasn't trying to be super harsh there. So yeah, overall 2 out of 3 for concept, and then the overall score I gave a 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah, so I gave it a 6, straight 6 out of 7 for music, Turned and Burnt, and then just how I like both Voice and I Found You, but they kind of blend together in my opinion. So it would have been nice even if they were just moved around in the album. Or like obviously Voice being first is not going to change, but like maybe if I Found You is moved after like Horizon or something. But overall I liked the album a lot. Just a couple minor complaints. And then yeah, I gave it a 2 out of 3, same for concept, pretty much the same reasons. Like the music video had some really cool ideas, but it could have been executed better, and there's not really choreography or anything to critique.
So that is straight 8. It's a straight 8.
Yeah.
Crazy 8.
So yeah, on my end, I gave, excuse me, I gave 3 points for the single. I love Voice. I wouldn't mind her actually following up on this, just because I like the improvement that I've heard in Taeyeon's Japanese music over the past couple of years, or just her music, like her voice in general. So I'd like to see more of that. I gave 3 points for the entirety of the album tracks. Yeah, so pretty much the only miss for me was Horizon, but everything else I pretty much enjoyed for the most part. 1.5 for the concept, just because as much as I like the outfits and like the cool like aspect ratio stuff, it like that. Yeah, it was pretty low budget, because it's kind of funny because like. Stay was just a single album, but that got way more of a budget.
A way better
compared
MV.
to compared to like this one.
Yeah,
so
Stay's MV is really good.
Yeah, for as much as I thought that song was okay, the MV was definitely like eye level of like budget and quality. So I would like more out of that. Like that's probably the only thing that's dragging down this album. So that'd be a 7.5 out of 10 total. But yeah, most of that's just dragged down by concept score. I pretty much loved everything in terms of music. So Cooper's notes are as follows. This is definitely a good album, but most of the tracks kind of blend together and I forget what I've listened to. The standout here is definitely Vanilla. I love the production and her vocals on it the most. The last minute is amazing. Turned and Burnt, however, I think is her weakest song in a long time. Super repetitive and doesn't go anywhere. The title track is pretty good, but not as good as her last few or even 4 seasons. The MV is alright. I like the sets and use of CGI green screen. Overall, this album isn't her worst, but not her best. Kind of middling for me. A 5 out of 7 for music, a 1.5 out of 3 for concept, for a total of 6.5 out of 10. So,
Heretic.
Doing all the calculations, putting it into the calculator, we get a 7.625.
Rounds up to an 8.
No. That rounds
down to 7.5.
Yeah, that rounds down to a 7.5.
Needed to be a 7.75, Jacob.
Let's bring back our old system now.
No.
Yeah, then it would round up.
I mean,
so now mine's a 9.
That's exactly the score I gave it. So I'm pretty much the median on this one. Where it's good.
You gave it a 7.67.
Yeah, I'd say it's good, but I would agree that it's not her best work, and obviously we have to judge. I'd say we have to judge it. It's kind of apples and oranges in comparison to like Japanese and Korean releases, because they obviously put way more effort into like the Korean releases because it's a domestic market. But I still think it's pretty good for what she put out, and I regret us because she had her Japanese tour like the week after we left Tokyo. I was so sad. There's just so much going on.
Didn't they call it Signal?
Something like that.
It was a Signal.
Yeah, I'm just like, wait. Yeah, and it's funny because they hadn't even announced that she was releasing an album at that point, like at all. Like this kind of came out of nowhere. I don't think they
did yet. No.
Yeah, this is kind of just like out of the blue. Or they might have announced that she was releasing a single, but not a full album or a mini album like this. So it was kind of surprising that way. So let us know what your thoughts are on Taeyeon's voice. Did you like it? Do you like her Japanese music at all? Do you like it? Do you hate it? What do you rate it? No, I'm not gonna steal
like it. Don't
shit.
Like it.
No.
Love it. Don't want it.
Yeah. So let us know what your thoughts are in the comments below. No, you're not doing your picky.
I'm so picky.
Shameless plugging.
I'm
Anyways,
gonna plug it so much.
The fifth season is a lot more in line with what I like about OMG. Like, again, usually I'm not a guy that tends to gravitate towards like these type of cutesy girl groups, but OMG just holds a special place in my heart that I love this type of music. I mean, it's nothing that'll blow the socks off of like a windy day,